Have you ever wondered why some people get trusted more at work, even when they're not more experienced? This is usually the reason. Because most people focus on the wrong things. A lot of people want to be treated differently at work. So they want to be more trusted, more respected, more like someone who can handle bigger things. However, one of the biggest shifts in how people see you happens when you take responsibility. Because responsibility changes how people experience you. So it tells them you don't only show up when things are easy. You don't only do what's comfortable. You don't quietly set back the moment something becomes inconvenient. You stay with it. And that really gets noticed. It's not always loud. It's not always immediate. But over time, it changes how people treat you. You see this most clearly when something goes wrong. What happens when something goes wrong? Some people move toward the problem, others move away from it, and some start thinking, what needs to happen now? And others start thinking, whoa, how do I make sure this doesn't come to me? And that difference matters, because one of the things people are always assessing at work is, what kind of person are you when something real is on the line? And I learned this very directly myself. There was a point in the company I was working in that had a problem that needed solving. It was the end of the day, and I could have left, but I didn't. And I stayed. I even went out for dinner, and then I went back to finish it. And the solution turned out to be right. And I was very pleased with it. I was very happy. I was ecstatic because it really worked really well. So my effort showed that the problem was solved. So that meant a lot to me. But really, what actually changed, it was a shift. It was the start of a shift. Because what stayed with me wasn't just that I helped to solve a problem. It's what changed after that. And what changed after that? People trust me more. And that was just the reality. I was given more responsibility and my career started moving. And that taught me something really important. Responsibility is not just effort, it's signal. It shows people what you like when things matter. One, do you stay engaged? Do you think clearly? Do you care about the outcome? Can people rely on you when work comes heavier and difficult? And that's what starts changing how people see you. Because once people believe you can carry responsibility well, they start treating you differently. They involve you more, they trust your judgment more, they stop seeing you as someone who only handles the easy part. They see you as you can handle the easy and more difficult parts. And that matters enormously because progression often follows trust. Not just talent, not just potential, trust. And this is why taking responsibility can become a turning point. Not because it looks impressive in the moment, but because it shows you or the people around you, when pressure is on, you don't drop the ball. You don't disappear, you don't make excuses, you don't suddenly become impossible to find when things get difficult. You stay connected to the problem and to the outcome. Now, that doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It doesn't mean becoming the person who cleans up every mess, and definitely not. It does not mean acting like the unpaid fire brigade for the whole department, basically. Because some people here take responsibility and immediately volunteer for everything. A delayed project, a confused colleague, a collapsing spreadsheet that somebody has, and that's not maturity. That's poor boundaries in a blazer. And real responsibility is more intelligent than that. It's recognizing when something genuinely matters and responding properly when it does. It's about your relationship at work and to your work. and to the work. And that's what changes how people see you. You seem more solid, more dependable, more ready for bigger things. And once that shift happens, people start giving you opportunities you wouldn't have been given before. Not because you asked louder, because you became more believable. If this is resonating with you, comment below which moment taking responsibility changed how people saw you at work. Because most people can point to one moment where something shifted. Everybody has one moment. A moment where they stayed with something, handled it properly, and showed what kind of professional they were becoming. That's often how careers move. Quietly at first, then all at once. If you want one useful question to carry into your work, I would say, when something becomes difficult, do people trust me to stay with it? Because if the answer is yes, people will start treating you differently, usually before they ever say it loud. And seeing this clearly is the start, and how you respond next is what changes your position. So if you want to become more trusted, more grounded, and become a professional self-leader and work with me in the mentorship, you'll find the link below.